The following is a Big Sioux Media production.
Welcome to the 2014 Fall Sports Preview Show here on BigSiouxMedia.com. I'm Matt Larson, and we had the opportunity to talk with all of the coaches for the fall sports teams this season. We'll get their thoughts on what they expect from their teams this year as we head into the fall sports season. Stay tuned, we've got more coming up right after this.
The Villas on Clubhouse Court of Del Rapids offer single-family homes with 3-car garages. Located on a quiet street on Rocky Run Golf Course, no-step construction, and easy entrance. Maintenance-free living including lawn care and snow removal, plus the opportunity to specify custom options. If you're in the market for a new home, check out www.villasonclubhouse.com or call 366-0808. The Villas, small-town living and quality of life that is second to none.
Back on the Big Sioux Media Fall Sports Preview Show and joined now by St. Mary Cardinal volleyball coach Nate Alston. And coach, you're coming off a pretty successful year as far as Cardinal volleyball as it goes. How do you take that year and springboard into this year going forward?
Well, going through the first few practices, we already noticed that we have a different team completely already. We lost 4 seniors, and 3 of them started, and 1 was a big role player. And so, our rotation is going to change big, but we still have big players and a lot of talent, so that's nice. And then we just go through our game plan, making sure that we're working hard every day and going through and finding our strengths and playing to those strengths.
You mentioned a completely different team. I haven't met a high school team that doesn't go through it every single year with graduation. Who are you looking forward to stepping up this year in your team?
Allie Mulaney, obviously, she's been a big hitter for us last year, scored most of our points and was a big blocker for us. And Caitlin Wortherms, she was a defensive player for us last year too. Those 2 will really look to for leadership. Allie to get a lot of points, and Caitlin to step up with a lot of bigs. And then Lindsay, she wasn't our starter last year as a setter, but she came in a lot of opportunities and did a lot of really good things. And she's a great leader on the court. And puts the ball in a good place. So between those 3, we can have a lot of success if those 3 are clicking and really good the court together.
Well, let's look at your scheduled Dakota Valley Conference. That's not an easy conference. You look at teams like Arlington, traditionally tough. Dubrook, pretty tough team in Class A. And then you have Chester, who made it to the state championship last year against Warner. I know it didn't seem on your schedule, but they are in the district. How do you feel about your district and your conference this year as a schedule standpoint?
Our conference is ridiculously tough, and it's hard. It's hard coming from a really small school, to step up into some of these A schools and compete really well. But last year we played Chester in the second round, and we did fairly well considering we don't play them regularly. And with a program like theirs, they're obviously very successful. Being able to keep up and I like to tell the girls, if you can make another team frustrated, then you know that you're doing at least something, and that's good, I think. And that's our goal this year too, is to make sure that we're doing our best and not taking anything lightly, and giving people competition, and then winning will take care of itself. So that's exciting. But yeah, the rest of the conference is always tough, and it's good to put up a good challenge and see where we fit.
All right, well, we thank you for taking time to help with us here on the Big Sioux Media Fall Sports Preview Show. We'll be in touch throughout the season. We'll open up the season Thursday, August 28th.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thanks. We'll be back with more on the Big Sioux Media pregame show ahead of us.
For family entertainment, stop by the Del's Bowl in downtown Del Rapids. Stop by for a delicious breakfast or lunch and enjoy the food and conversation at the Del's Bowl in downtown Del Rapids. They have adult leagues, kid youth bowling, specials during the week, and reserve lanes for parties, birthdays, and other events. Call the Dells Bowl 428-3800 in downtown Del Rapids, South Dakota. There's a reason why they call it a convenience store, because it is so convenient for you to stop and get gas, sandwiches and snacks, your favorite beverages, or meet with your friends for coffee and lunch. Stop in to T&C Self-Service Convenience Store of Del Rapids, located on the west side of town near the four-way stop. They have everything you need. Or stop into the other place on the east side of Del Rapids. Convenience made quick and easy. T&C Self-Service Convenience Store of Del Rapids.
We're back on the Big Sioux Media Fall Sports Preview Show and joined now by four-year volleyball coach Dale Silbert. Coach, you're back at it after a year off. Why don't you give us your thoughts and expectations of this upcoming year for you?
Well, I guess we got seven seniors to lead us this year. We got 39 girls out, which is always a nice number to work with. So we got the pieces there. It's just a matter of putting the pieces of the puzzle together, and I look forward to the challenge. After last year's disappointing season, I think the girls are looking to rebound, and they're working hard in practice. So I'm looking forward to the challenge, and I think the girls are too.
You mentioned the tough season, only the one win last year. How do you motivate a team coming off that type of a season into the next year to kind of bounce back from that?
I guess I stress amnesia. You got to have amnesia in volleyball. On match every point, if something goes wrong, you got to have amnesia. And I always stress to them, it's always about the next point. No different than it's always about the next season as far as now. The time is now. The seniors, again, it's their last year. So I think we're stressing, improving, and we're going to peak at the end of the year. It's a long season, and we just got to work hard. And I said winning will take care of itself. If you work hard and believe in each other and work for each other, winning will take care of itself.
You mentioned your seniors on your team. Who are the leaders of your volleyball squad this year?
Well, I guess, like I said, the 7 seniors that are all here. Got a new transfer in from Nebraska. She's going to fit in nicely, Tiffany. But I look for Bailey Monk, and I look for Emily Broyle. I look for all of them, Sarah Hawks, all the 7 seniors that are going to, again, lead us and hopefully have a successful season.
Well, final question. Let's look at your schedule. Playing in the DAC-12 conference. I mean, this is a tough conference all across all sports. Last year, Dakota Valley were champions. Sioux Valley Christian finished 3rd in the state tournament. What is playing in this conference and your schedule set you up for regions postseason?
It's been our schedule has been kind of the same in the past. We get into the second half of the season and we go up against the heavyweights. We got the Dakota Valleys, the Sioux Falls Christians, the Madisons, and so. We're always going up against the perennial Sioux Falls Christian team, and that's kind of who we strive. We got to get there, and we got to go toe to toe with them. So I keep on telling girls, we got to continue to work hard, and we know that Sioux Falls Christian's got the target on their back, and rightfully so. So it's a challenge for our girls, and like I said, if we maintain our composure and continue to work hard, by district time we're going to be there, and then we go toe to toe with them. That's what I want from the girls.
Well, thanks for joining us in our preview show, and we'll be in touch throughout the season.
All right, thank you, man.
We'll be back with more on the Fall Sports Preview Show right
Everson Spinal Care of Del Rapids is a premier chiropractic clinic of the Midwest, serving patients from the tri-state area. Dr. Sievertson's specific and gentle approach to chiropractic care allows him to see patients of all ages with all types of concerns. Utilizing state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment and precision spine analysis, Dr. Sievertson uses a gentle hands-on NUCA adjustment to restore the body back to health. If you want help with your problems, then act immediately. Call 428-4778 to schedule your free consultation and a screening.
Hello, this is Bob with Dell's Auto. We are always, not once in a while, always 20 minutes north of high prices. Of course, if you're from Garrettson or somewhere else, maybe Brookings, maybe we're 40 minutes south of high prices. Doesn't matter. We beat people on price, that's where we start. We need you as a customer, not once, all the time. We'll take care of you from front to back. So come on down to Dell's Auto. We're here to get along all the time.
Okay, welcome back to the Big Sioux Media Fall Sports Preview Show, and I'm joined now by Cardinal Cross Country Coach Pete Schmidt. And Coach, we'll just start off right away with you being the new coach this year for the cross country team. What are your goals and expectations of this year's team?
We really haven't set any goals. It's early in the season, and individually they have set goals themselves. Me personally, I'm just kind of finding my way through the job, and just kind of seeing what we have for talent. And then, you always want to do well in the postseason. Get a team to the state meet. Get your individual runners to do well in the state meet. Obviously we want to keep that tradition going. Last year was a great year, and we want to keep that thing going.
Well, you mentioned last year's team. Both the boys and girls made it to the state meet as a team. Both placed pretty well. They had a combined team award. How do you take that into this year, that momentum, and build on that?
Well, I think you focus on those kids that had success. We did lose some really talented runners. Anna Wallace is a great runner for the girls. You got Mitch Roman, Ethan Schmidt, and Jared Schulten. So those are great seniors for you. And but we were returning some kids that have some experience too. Matt Farmer and Luke Brown were on that team. Cassie Garrett's also not only ran the state meet, but also last year ran in the spring mile run at the state track meet. So a lot of experience there, and so we have some newcomers that we're excited about.
Let's see, you mentioned Luke and Matt and Cassie from last year's team. Anybody else on this team that you're looking to kind of be the leaders for the new runners this year?
Yes, we do have a couple people that are really for the girls' side. Let's start talking about those. The Vogel sisters, Catherine and Christina. Christina is in 10th grade and Catherine 9th. So they're really enthusiastic. I know they enjoy running, and we're excited to have them in the program. Also, we have newcomers for the boys. Micah Roman's a senior, so we look for big things from him right away. Drew Wood also ran last year, and he is out. Jason Cook is also a 9th grader that's out this year. And Weston Garrett's is a 7th grader joining the program. Also on the girls' side, we do have Tana Harrington and Paige Bunkers, 7th graders who are just starting out. So we're excited to have them.
All right, Coach. Well, we thank you for joining us here on our Fall Sports Preview Show, and we'll be talking with you throughout the season.
Okay, thank you, Matt.
All right, thank you. We'll be back with more on Big Sioux Media right after this. Pizza Ranch of Del Rapids has plenty of room for meetings or for get-togethers with family and friends, plus a game room for lots of entertainment. Now here's the best part of eating in at the Pizza Ranch. Great chicken, mashed potatoes, vegetables, great salads, and great pizza. If you have a group needing a fundraiser, contact the Pizza Ranch in Del Rapids to find out how they will help you with your group. Dine in, carry out, or delivery. That's the Pizza Ranch in Del Rapids.
Pizza Ranch. Whoa, that's good.
BigSiouxMedia.com. Beautiful day here out at Rocky Run for your home meet for the year.
Yeah, we're not used to this chilly weather. We've been pretty spoiled all year long, but this is great. I mean, the wind is not too bad, and we'll take this any day.
Third meet of the year. You've won the first two. You're coming off of a great state championship. What are the expectations this year with this squad?
Oh, golf is kind of funny like that, but we've got 4 guys back from that squad last year, and we lost Zach Schroeder last year, who was awesome all year long and had a good state tournament. So it's tough because there's several teams that could be in the hunt at the end, and we're doing pretty well right now, but we need to get better as the year goes on, and I think we're trying, putting in a lot of hours and playing pretty consistently right now, so I'm really happy with the guys.
What's the difficulty of playing fall golf compared to playing spring golf where the girls and the Class Bs play? What's the difficulty as you come into playing here in the fall season?
We have a huge advantage compared to the spring golfers. We have beautiful weather. There aren't as many people wanting to get out and golf because when school starts, golf seems to kind of taper off as far as the public pressure on the golf course, and the courses are in beautiful condition, and in the spring it's just rough with the weather is just never very good. I always say that our worst day is better than the best day in the spring, and it's kind of true. We have we've got everything is set up for us to do well because we can golf all year long and just roll right into our season. Whereas in the spring golfers, they don't have that advantage of playing all year and trying to get sharp real fast, and it's a little bit more difficult in the spring. So I think we have the huge advantage, and the spring golfers they're kind of behind the eight ball right away, and so we're very fortunate to be able to golf in the fall.
Beautiful home course here. What's the I mean, we all know what the 16th hole is like. It's made golf magazines, it's made everything else. But what's the difficulties overall in general for your golfers out here on this home course?
I think you talk to anybody that comes out and plays Del Rapids, and it's tough to score well on it. Several holes are probably a little bit more difficult than one might think, but we have an advantage, just like every team has advantage when they're at home, just because we kind of know what to do, and more importantly what not to do, and where to take a chance and where to play safe. And so that's the advantage, I believe, about playing at your home course. And I don't think it's any different than any other place. 16 gets a lot of publicity, but there's a lot of tough holes throughout the course. 15 is a killer of a hole, and but it's just like any other course, I think, and we just know the ones where the places to stay out of trouble a little bit better.
Speaking of staying out of trouble, we've been taking all the tee-offs here at the 10th hole. The 10th hole can be troublesome. The 220 yards to the river doesn't look 220. It kind of invites some golfers. How do you take young golfers that you have not to go out there and just crush the ball to try and carry that water?
Well, I think course management is tough to get into kids' heads once in a while, but when they see the logic behind some of their decisions, it makes it a little bit easier. Because on this hole, for example, with hole number 10 just to our right here, you might be able to make it across the creek, which is great, but you really gain nothing from that because you still have to make the corner. And there are only a handful of golfers that can go all the way through. And so there are situations like that on every course and nearly every hole where do you want to take the risk and what's the reward for taking the risk. And so that's a prime example of a risk-reward hole. And there aren't very many golfers, not just in high school, but adults as well, that can take the risk on this hole and find some type of an advantage on it. But it's a fun hole. It's fun to say that you made it across, but when you're looking to score well, a lot of guys would make the decision just to play it safe until you get around the turn.
So you talked about you've got 4 returning from last year, so you've got a 5th spot to fill. Is it difficult to find that 5th to fit in? I mean, it's not really a team sport, but it's a team score to find that right match to who it's going to be. Does it take the season to find that 5th golfer, or do you kind of have an idea of where you're going to go with that now?
Oh, that's a good question. You actually have the whole season to earn yourself up to that spot, but right now it looks like Josh Parrott is in that spot, and he's golfing very consistently. He thinks he's going to be a little bit, he gets disappointed with his game once in a while because just like all golfers, they never think that they've been really up to their potential. But he is the number 5 guy right now, and he's doing a great job. And we've got guys at the 6 and 7 and 8 spot that are all real close too. And so it kind of keeps us sharp to know that you can't get lazy or complacent. You just got to keep trying to get better because there's always somebody that wants to get into your spot. And likewise, above them we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and those guys are trying to improve and pushing the guys ahead of them because everybody would like to be the number 1 golfer or the 2 or the 3. So you can't really have a really bad day and hold your spot. So it's kind of fun. They take it very seriously. That's the best thing about this team, that golf is really important, and they know a lot of the golfers that have been through here in years past, and it's a big deal to them. and we're real happy with how they approach the game, and they know that this is their deal in the fall, and we take it very seriously, but we have a lot of fun doing it.
That brings up a good point. There is a strong tradition here at Del Rapids High School with golf. Do you address that with the boys at the beginning of the year, or is that just something that they've picked up on from following, older people or the older kids coming through and watching that, and as they've progressed through on their varsity spot?
Yeah, they're very aware of the guys that have played in front of them. For some of them, it's an older brother or people that they have known, and when these guys were younger and they weren't good enough to compete at the high school level, that's kind of what they aspired to do. They thought about what it would be like to be able to play varsity golf and compete against these guys that are good throughout the state, and so they're aware of that. We don't it's not like something we talk about all the time, but it's kind of one of those deals where you want to make Del Rapids proud, and we try to represent our school and our town very well, and I think we've done that, and I will continue to do that too.
Well, I'm going to let you get going. You got a lot of responsibilities here today, not only coaching but running the tournament as well. We want to thank you for taking time here on Big Sioux Media to sit down and talk with us, and good luck the rest of the season.
Well, thank you. This is great that you guys come out here. It's unbelievable. You guys go above and beyond in all of the sports, and we really appreciate everything you do for Del Rapids.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Have a good day.
All right.
This is Lee Palmer out at Rocky Run Golf Course with Mick Hoagland. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back to the golfers here out on the course.
Do you realize how much good bike weather there is for you to enjoy the open road? And thanks to Open Throttle on the west edge of Del Rapids, you can select from a terrific assortment of bikes, or maybe it's an ATV recreational vehicle that you've been wanting to get. At Open Throttle, you can go online, access their website, and see the most recent motorcycles added to their lineup. Want some summer fun on the lakes? Check out their watercraft. Or if you have something you want them to help you sell, contact the folks at Open Throttle of Del Rapids, South Dakota.
We're in a brand new year, and if you're looking to make some improvements inside the home, maybe some painting, new doors, whatever you need, stop by Dell's Lumber in Del Rapids. If it's outside materials for a bigger construction or building project, you'll find the materials and products at Dell's Lumber. And don't forget about their rental of power tools, plumbing tools, floor care equipment, and more. Dell's Lumber, your do-it-best center. 306 Liddell Avenue in Del Rapids. Call 428-5640.
Back to the Big Sioux Media Fall Sports Preview Show, joined now by the Cardinal competitive cheer head coach, Kimmy Bacon. And Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
First of all, you've had a string of success the last few years at 3 state B championships last year, second since moving up to Class A, since they combined it to just A and AA last year. What are your goals and expectations for this year's season?
I'd like to keep up our same level of competition that we've had. The girls have set the standard and bar really high for themselves, so we'd like to keep that going and keep going strong. We have a great group of seniors that are leading us, so we're not quite to that rebuilding year yet, so I think that we can uphold that same level of competition.
Now, as you go out throughout your season, competing in quite a few different events throughout the year leading up to the state competition, who are your main competitors throughout the year that you'll see?
Well, Sioux Valley is always a huge competitor in Class A. They have done a great job every year, so they'll be a huge competitor. Platte Geddes has a strong team. The Del Rapids Public School brings great competition every year. So there's a lot of, now that we're in Class A, there's a lot of those bigger schools that just add a whole new level of competition for us.
Well, let's talk about your team this year. You mentioned that you've got 6 seniors this year. Who are you looking to be the leaders of this year's squad?
Well, to be honest, that's the one good thing about competitive cheer is there isn't a leader. I don't have a bench. They all have to step it up. They all have an important role. So there really isn't a leader because they all are very important in each of their positions, and we can't compete without one of them. If they're not there, the whole thing falls apart. So really, there isn't a leader because they all are so very important.
And how many of the girls do you have out this year? As you look at this
I have 12 girls. 9 of them are returning, and I have 3 new girls to the team.
Well, thank you for joining us here on our sports preview show. You can catch the Cardinal competitive cheer team actually in action. We'll be webcasting the Del Rapids event coming up on September 8th, so be sure to watch that. We'll come back with more on the Big Sioux Media Coaches Fall Preview Show right after this.
Walking down the street, you know most everyone you meet. Every rope made of many different neighbors. Of all the homes you've ever known, this one's your own. You know it's good and getting better all together. Together, your neighbors and your friends. All together, your neighbors and your friends.
Even in the summertime, it's best to keep your vehicle fueled up at Cubby's Cenex in Dell Rapids. And while you're there, grab some coffee to get the morning started. They have snacks, your favorite beverages, and of course, that delicious Godfather's Pizza. If you're on the go, then make one stop at Cubby's in Dell Rapids.
Welcome back to the Big Sioux Media Fall Sports Preview Show, joined now by Courier competitive cheer coach Megan Rahill, and thanks for joining us on this show. First of all, let's talk about your team this year, what you expect out of them and your goals for this upcoming season.
Sure. We have 14 girls on the team, 2 returning members, so 12 of them are brand new, so it's kind of starting from square one. They're really motivated. I expect them to really, I think they can accomplish anything with how motivated they are, but we are just starting from ground zero, so it'll be a...
You mentioned your 2 returning team members. What are you looking out of them to kind of lead the younger new members?
Oh, for sure. One of our returning members is a senior, so we have one senior, Taylor Brown, and she's been on the team. I think this is her 3rd year, so she's kind of, you know, she knows all about this sort of thing. And Sydney LaCourse, actually, she's a freshman, and it's her 3rd year as well. So they're kind of leading the team and making sure that the other girls kind of get those basics. And they're doing a really great job leading without being too, you know, that we've had to kind of go back and learn some of those skills that those girls have gotten down, you know, 3 years ago, and they've been really patient about it. So it's been really great.
You know, as you look ahead to the season and then going into the state towards the end of the year, you know, what are some of the teams that you feel will be kind of your toughest competition? I know, you know, with Class A, you kind of, you know, one big Class A, and you've got stiff competition just down the street.
Oh, yeah.
Who else do you look at this year in Class A that'll be the toughest?
You know, I can't even really say for sure because there's new schools adding every season, and you really don't know until you see the routine. I mean, I think you know better after the first couple competitions. You can kind of see their routines and see where they're headed, but you know, for us, it's really different because I've never had this new of a team, so it's going to be very simple. You know, our difficulty level is not going to be the same as it was, so it's hard to judge because in past years I've kind of already had an idea, and I'm not really comparing at this point. I'm just trying to get the girls to get their routine down, so I haven't even thought that far ahead yet.
All right, well, thanks for joining us here on the Fall Preview Sports Show. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, thanks.
Be sure to watch them. We'll be webcasting the event that they're going to be hosting here on Monday, September 8th, so you can catch the Couriers on that night here on BigSiouxMedia.com.
6:30 too. Come live. We love to have a crowd for that. So,
well, stay tuned. We got more coming up on the Fall Sports Preview Show right after this.
Hi, I'm Craig Libis, CEO and Managing Partner at Executive Recruiting Consultants. We are a recruiting firm that specializes in the recruiting and placement of individuals in many industries throughout the Midwest and country. Our team specializes in, but not limited to, the following industries: accounting, agriculture, banking, finance, HR, and manufacturing. Please contact any of our team members and partners now and see how we can take your organization or career to the next level.
Back on the Big Sioux Media Fall Sports Preview Show, joined now by Cardinal head coach Ross Flummer. And Coach, 8-2 season last year, pretty good season, but you've lost some key players from last year's team. What are your thoughts on what you have returning in your team and how they look this year?
You know, we've the kids have really been working hard, and I think we have some talent there. And you know, right now we're just trying to figure out exactly where we can use it. And you know, I like the things they're doing.
Right, we look at your schedule. Another tough schedule. Again, you got Arlington again. Dubrook has been tough. Castlewood, historically pretty tough. You got Elkton, Lake Benton. What are your thoughts on your schedule again this year?
Yeah, you know, we got a tough schedule, and our first 4 or 5 games there right out of the gate are going to be probably our toughest games. So you know, we got to be ready right away.
And we look beyond that. I mean, just looking at Class 9B as a whole, Avon, Hardin County, Hamlin, Canastota, Fulton, just some of the teams around the state that are good. What are your thoughts on your class this year?
You know, I think 9B's loaded again this year. I think it's probably been the strongest 9-man class the last few years. I mean, from top to bottom, and it's going to be loaded again.
All right, again, we mentioned 8-2 last year. How do you take that momentum from last year, carry it over this year, and your expectations for this season?
You know, we just kind of keep things the same, and we always keep our expectations the same. You know, we want to do as well as we can, and just kind of instill that in the kids.
All right, well, thanks for taking time with us here this morning, and we'll be talking with you throughout the season. Stay tuned, more coming up on the Fall Preview Show.
I'm Dr. Carol Doran, Chief of Staff at Dell's Veterinary Services in Dell Rapids, South Dakota. At Dell's Vet Services, we work with everything from small animals like cats and dogs to livestock, cattle, sheep, horses, pigs, and an occasional snake. Whether it's helping prevent disease or the little perks like boarding and grooming, our specialized in-house diagnostics, blood machines, digital x-rays, our surgery suite. We aim at giving you the best possible service when you come in. We provide both same-day appointments and after-hour emergency care. If you have any questions or we can help you, please give us a call or drop us in.
Back on the Big Sioux Media Fall Sports Preview Show, joined now by Courier football head coach Steve Hansen. And Coach, let's talk first about your team coming into this year. You lost some key positions to graduation from last year, but you've got some talented juniors moving into senior role this year. Your thoughts on your team this year?
Well, every year we lose a lot of good kids, and I stress good kids more than I'm worried about athletes. We do have a lot of good kids, and this year's senior group's no different. We got a lot of good kids here. They've been focused in the off season. They've worked hard, and they're ready for their turn to shine. And I'm looking forward to watching them play, and I think they're going to have a good year.
And who specifically are you looking to kind of step up into that leadership role this year?
Well, it's the seniors team, and we expect all of them to step up, and they have all summer long, and at the team camps and stuff, they've done a nice job of stepping up and taking control and being leaders.
All right, we take a look at your schedule. It's always a tough schedule year in and year out. Your thoughts on what you have coming up this year?
It is, and that's the way we like it. We play a lot of good teams, and starting off with Madison. Last year Madison got a game in before we played them, and this year we're in the same boat. We both get to play that opening week, and I really like that. And they're going to be good. They're very talented. They got a bunch of talented kids over there, and they're not going to be as seasoned as they were last year. And we're hoping maybe we can come out and get after them and get back to Courier football.
We look beyond just your schedule and look at Class A as a whole. Hot Springs much improved last year. Your thoughts on how the class shapes up this year?
I think it's a wide open class. West Central is who I would give the nod to, just because they won it last year, and they got such a good program over there, and I know they got some young kids that are very, very talented, and they're going to be very, very solid. You go out west, Hot Springs did have a great year last year, and Belfouche, we played them in the playoffs, and they were really young. I'm kind of expecting them to be pretty tough too.
Well, as you head into this next season here, what are your goals and expectations for your team this year?
Well, I think just like every other year, we want to get better each week, and that's what we're going to work towards, getting better each week, and hopefully that produces wins. And we want to be competitive at the end of the year. We want, when the season comes to an end, we want to be right there and in the mix.
All right, well, thanks for taking time with us, and we will be seeing you on Friday as you open up against Madison.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Stay tuned. More coming up on the Fall Sports Preview Show.
Dell's Nursing and Rehab Center staff works together towards a common goal, taking responsibility for the needs of their residents. They strive to be aware of any stress, whether physical or mental, that their residents may be suffering from, and offer comfort to them. They work with integrity for their residents. Each and every one of their staff is committed to being a team player for the purpose to do their best for the cause of the faculty and its residents. Dell's Nursing and Rehab Center, to care for our residents, our staff, and our community with a strong home-like healthcare center. Dell Rapids Ace Hardware has everything you need to get you ready for the summer. Stop in and see the brand new paint department, which includes Valspar paint. Get prepared for the grilling season with a new Weber grill or the new Green Egg. If you have some outside work to tackle, Dell Rapids Ace Hardware has a full stock of steel equipment for all of your needs. And don't forget about the full selection of Whirlpool appliances. Open 7 days a week, Ace Hardware is located at 406 State Highway 77 in Dell Rapids.
Thanks for joining us on our 2014 Fall Sports Preview Show here on BigSiouxMedia.com. Be sure to check out our webcasts page for our listing of all of our webcasts coming up for the fall sports season. I'm Matt Larson for BigSiouxMedia.com.